Welcome to SME-Hype. This video is about 5 things you need to know before selling on Fiverr. Almost everyone would benefit from a little more cash, which is why the side hustle game is so popular right now. If you've been looking for a way to cash in on the surge in freelance work, but don't know where to start, selling on Fiverr might be a way to go. As with any new endeavor, there are a few things I wish I had known before embarking on my Fiverr adventure. Not just bloggers, but all Fiverr sellers should follow these guidelines. So let's dive in. Number 1. Get used to the terminology on Fiverr. Like all social sites, Fiverr has developed its own terminology over time. You'll run into some strange words if you start selling on Fiverr, as I did. I've included a list of popular terms and phrases to know on Fiverr, but you should look up more specialized ones for your business. Gig. This is exactly what you're selling. Consider it your Fiverr job posting, letting others know what services you offer. Gig extras. These are optional extra services that can be added to a gig. Do you have a 500-word blog available? Customers can choose an extra 100 words for $5. You can also request further modifications or a quicker delivery time. The available gig extras are determined by what you are selling. Before offering a gig extra, make sure you can actually deliver the service. Tags. Adding relevant tags to your gigs makes them more likely to appear in searches. On Fiverr, tags are used to categorize gigs. They are succinct descriptions of your service. Turnaround or delivery time. These terms refer to how long it will take you to complete a gig. Please keep in mind that those will be added to your total delivery time if the client requests revisions. People may contact you with a request for a custom offer. I discovered that most of these buyers want a good deal or a lower price. Determine whether the gig is worth your time and make a customized offer that the buyer can accept. Searching for current gigs in your industry is the best way to learn the terminology for what you're selling on Fiverr. Look up those specific services if you're designing logos or writing blogs. Then, browse gig titles and descriptions to get a sense of what people are talking about on Fiverr. I will leave a link in the description section to access Fiverr's official glossary of terms. Number 2. Go niche. You start at the bottom of the search ranks when you're a new seller on Fiverr. Fiverr will begin to give you precedence in search rankings as you accumulate orders, ratings, and selling history. However, when you're just starting, this isn't helpful. I made a basic blog post gig on Fiverr and received no responses. In reality, it had very few views and clicks. I didn't start getting orders until I built a more niche gig. You may customize your blog's tone, style, language, and topic. While your gig may be lost in the crowd of blog search results, it will appear up as people start filtering out the options. This rule applies to all Fiverr vendors, not just bloggers. Create a few extra targeted gigs to appear in filtered alternatives. Check your gig metrics to see which ones gain the most traction after trying a few. 3. Know your schedule. When my Fiverr engagements began to take off, I quickly became overwhelmed. Every day, people would place orders, and I'd stay up until 2 a.m., attempting to fulfill them. While this may appear to be a nice problem, it is not long-term sustainable. Successful selling on Fiverr requires knowing your timetable and protecting your sleep. For a more practical approach to selling, try the following suggestions. Make a schedule for the week at the beginning of the week. Determine how much of your time is devoted to work and leisure activities. Set a weekly limit for the amount of Fiverr orders you may complete. When I don't have time, I'm the worst at taking on just one more order. Set a limit for yourself and stick to it. You will not feel overwhelmed as a result of this. Set your Fiverr status to out of office. Stop accepting new orders if you've hit the maximum amount of orders you can handle in a week. You may go out of office on Fiverr, which keeps your profile and gigs active without accepting new orders. If you are gaining any value from this video, gently tap the like button and subscribe if you have not. 4. Start with low prices. Starting with the low pricing on Fiverr may be a difficult pill to swallow, but it's a good place to start. You have no experience selling on the freelancing marketplace since you are a new seller. No one knows whether or not they can trust you, and you have yet to demonstrate your abilities. People may test you out without spending a lot of money if you start with affordable charges on your gigs. In essence, it reduces the risk for Fiverr purchasers. I'm not suggesting that you labor for nothing or work yourself to death for a few bucks. However, it is critical to conduct some research about Fiverr. This will enable you to compare costs for similar gigs established by others and offer your services at a slightly reduced price. You may boost your prices once you have some traction on your seller account, strong ratings, and successful history of a few projects. If you're getting more orders than you can manage, raising costs is a great strategy to slow them down. Keep in mind that Fiverr takes a percentage of your earnings. The amount you sell a gig for isn't what you'll get. Fiverr takes 20% of the overall cost of your gig, including additional fees and gratuities. In other words, you must budget carefully since they will deduct a portion of your earnings. And number 5, wait. Probably the most difficult advice to follow is this last one. I have difficulty listening to my own advice, even after many weeks on Fiverr and more than $2,000 in profits. To be honest, getting your gig noticed will take some time. Before I got an order, my gigs had been live for over 2 weeks. It might take less or more time for you to become noticed. Some people get lucky. However, treat the customer like a king or queen after receiving your first order. You should constantly do your best and offer a high-quality service, but your first client must be impressed. Getting a positive rating from them will help you get more orders in a shorter period. Final thoughts. On Fiverr, there are no two vendors who are alike. Hopefully, my experiences can help you set up your gigs and make additional money. You'll be one step closer to earning an extra $500 each month if you follow these 5 things to know before selling on Fiverr. Fiverr is an excellent platform for freelancers to sell their skills effortlessly. Fiverr performs an excellent job of assisting freelancers in gaining attention from potential clients. There is competition and market demand for a certain service that significantly influences how long it takes for the first, second, or third order to arrive. Keep an eye on the reactions to your gigs. Impressions are a statistic that determines how many times your gig displays on a buyer's screen when searching on Fiverr. Instead of stressing how long it will take, my advice to new sellers is to concentrate on the areas you can control. Focus on what you can control if you've already discovered a skill you have that you can market as a Fiverr gig. What I mean is that when you've advertised your first job, don't be concerned about not receiving any orders. It may take a week, or it could take 6 months. Instead, keep an eye on your gig numbers and attempt to figure out what you can do to improve them. If the number of impressions on your gig rises over time, it's a vital sign that you've done an excellent job producing an SEO-friendly gig. Even after 2 years of selling on Fiverr, I regularly get modification requests that make no sense. It's far simpler to be cooperative than argumentative. You should have a revision policy, even if it's not a catch-all. I'm not in favor of unlimited free revision requests, but I believe it's critical to include it in your gig's FAQ. Subscribe to our channel for more because why not, and it's free. Like our video, it helps YouTube show it to other people who might be interested in selling on Fiverr. If you like this video, you might also like this one on the screen. Until next time, I am Lucia. Thanks for watching and bye for now.